if you actually get lean, if you actually put in the work to build that attractive physique, you're gonna get treated completely differently to the way that you are now. Before I built this attractive physique that I have now, before I got lean, dialed in my training and my nutrition and started to figure out what I had to do to get a nice looking physique, a physique that's aesthetic, right? Attractive. I did not have the type of success with the women, the type of confidence, the type of attention that I get now, because when you have this type of physique, you put yourself above every other guy around you. Every other guy around you nowadays is like what, 25-30% body fat. That is genuinely insane. Like as a man, if you're somewhere around that range, if you've got no muscle, if you don't have abs, if you don't have a nice physique that people look at when they walk past and think, yeah, I wish I could be him, something needs to change. Something needs to click in your mind where it's like, shit, how can I just be walking around looking like the average person? I'm sure that's not what you want to do. I'm sure you don't want to get the results that the average person has. Like with dating, for example, the average guy has to take a girl on, 5, 6, 7 dates to figure out if she likes him or not. That's insane to me. Like I don't think I've ever had that in my life, to be fair, because before I got an attractive physique, I checked out of dating pretty much because I thought, nah, there's no way I can be doing the things that the other guys are doing. That can't be me. So I just put it on pause, put it on freeze basically, because I wasn't getting good results anyways, and just skipped straight to the point where I am now, or almost anyways, to the point where I had a better physique than everybody else, and I started getting treated better. Like I don't wait 5, 6, 7 dates to see if a girl likes me. It's like, I already know after the first date because something's gonna happen on the first date, right? I don't even have to message a girl after the first date because she's gonna be like belling my line, you know what I mean? She's gonna be chasing it up with me, and that's how you get treated when you've put yourself above the average guy. You don't have to chase women either. Like I used to do cold approaches. This is a few years ago. So just before I started getting into the gym, I started trying to improve my dating, like I said, but the results that I got, it feels cringe, when you go up to a girl, she's not even looked at you, she's not spoke to you, you get rejected a lot. Like obviously it does build confidence, it does build mental fortitude when it comes to rejection. So I do think it is actually, it could be something that it can be done. Like it is probably beneficial more than not. But when you get to the point where you've put yourself above the average guy, when you're looking lean and attractive, you got that physique that nobody else has, you got the nice chiseled face, you got the abs. Like obviously when you're walking around, nobody's looking at your abs unless you're shirtless, but the confidence, the posture that you walk with, the face especially, is very important. When you get lean, you get that nice jawline, the hollow cheeks and shit. When you have that, you don't have to cold approach anymore. You can still do it and you'll still get better results because you're just getting more volume out there, right? But girls will be looking at you, girls will be staring at you when you go to a bar, you go to a supermarket even, they'll be following you around and that. They'll be basically begging you to talk to them, and you'll also get compliments from girls. Girls will come up to you and give you a compliment, just initiate a random conversation. I mean, for example, I came back from Bali like a few weeks ago, and I had a stopover in China. Crazy airport, by the way. Like they don't even allow you to connect to the internet because you have to have Chinese software. It's crazy. Anyways, forget that. I was stopping in China. It's called Guangzhou. Sorry, I definitely butchered that name, right? But I stopped there. I had a 7-hour layover there before I flew to London. I'm in Manchester. I live in Manchester, but I flew to London and to Manchester. But I stopped there and I went to the first restaurant. I was so hungry after that. It was like a 5-6 hour flight. I was so hungry, so I stopped at the first restaurant in the Chinese airport. And there was a table, like the first table that I saw, right? And next to it, there was a girl. She was actually looking decent, to be fair. She was looking like a bit Spanish or Portuguese, right? So I just sat down there. I was planning to talk to her anyway, just because I had a 7-hour layover. Like you have to make it interesting, right? But I sat down and I ordered. So I was sat down for like 2 minutes, right? And she turns around and starts talking to me. Like I didn't have to do anything. I was gonna do it anyway, like I said, but I didn't have to do anything. When you have a lean, attractive physique, like obviously I wasn't shirtless or anything, but I was wearing a slim fit t-shirt. I was looking attractive, especially when I'm like traveling and shit. You have to be looking acceptable, right? You have to be looking good. So she turned around and started talking to me. She asked like some random question, like, do you have a charger or something? And I was like, no, sorry. And then she just kept talking to me, and believe it or not, I invited her to come sit next to me, of course, and we actually spent like the whole layover together, just talking and obviously exchange contacts and everything. And then, literally, this is such a massive coincidence. We was actually like, my seat number on that flight was like 37A or something, right? And she was right behind me. She was like 36A. Imagine that. That's a massive coincidence. So not even me. She asked the guy who was supposed to be sat next to me on the flight. She asked him to switch. So we ended up sitting together for that fucking 12, 13-hour flight. Imagine that. Just because you're looking lean, you're looking attractive. A random girl, she's actually from London. Random girl that you don't know. We ended up switching seats to sit together on the 13-hour flight. Imagine how much, like, that's just a minuscule thing, right? That's not like making your life quality massively better, but it's just these little things that add up over time. You get interest from women, you get attention, like people treat you with more respect. It gets to a point where it's like getting lean. Like if you're not lean, you're degrading your quality of life, genuinely. You're not living life to the quality that it can be. Just that little example that I told you, like, if I wasn't lean, if I wasn't looking attractive, that would have never happened. I promise you, that would have never happened. If I was 25% body fat, do you think a girl is gonna start talking to me randomly and then switch seats to sit next to me on the flight? Most guys have never experienced something like that happening in the first place, to be honest. That's probably the second or no. I don't think a girl has ever switched seats to sit next to me on the flight, just because it's never been like a feasible, right? But I've been sat next to girls on flights and just ended up having long conversations with them, exchanging contacts, seeing them in the country that I'm flying to. Like, I've had experiences like that. Those are the types of things that happen when you get a lean, attractive physique. When you have the type of physique that nobody else has. When you look like you have discipline, confidence, when you look like a man, and of course, when you're looking sexy. That's a very important thing. When a girl looks at you, you want her to look at you and think, shit, this guy is my type. That's the ideal situation, right? You don't want a girl to look at you and think, ugh. Like I was about to say no offense, but I do kind of mean a bit of offense, because if you're obese, like maybe not you specifically, because if you're watching this video, then obviously you want to change. That's a good thing. You're in the right direction. But the people that don't want to change, that are just happy, I say happy in quote unquote, right? Because they're never happy, they just cope, right? It's just cope if you're obese and you're happy. Oh, I don't care about my physique. Of course you fucking care about your physique, because everybody else around you cares about your physique as well. This world runs on how people judge you, right? So of course you need to be looking presentable. If you're obese, then you just don't get treated the same. You just don't get treated the same. If you're skinny as well, being skinny is better than starting skinny. If you want to build an attractive physique, it's going to be a bit easier than starting obese, because if you're skinny, all you have to do is main gain. You just keep lean. If you're skinny with abs anyway, not skinny fat, that's a bit different. If you're skinny with abs, you just main gain. You just like have maintenance calories, maybe a slight surplus, because I know these skinny guys want to bulk. It's not necessary, but maybe just a tiny surplus if you want. And you just build muscle, you stay lean, and that's how you do it. That's what I did at the start anyways. I was skinny, I had abs, I was an athlete, right? And then I just main gained to the point where I had some muscle. Then obviously I made a mistake and I started bulking, never forget that, right? But if you're obese, you need to cut down straight away. You're still going to gain muscle when you're cutting. It's not hard, honestly. If you're 25% body fat, to cut to like 15, it's not hard. You literally just eat less bullshit. You just eat even if you have the same diet, you just eat less of it. Like the standard American diet, for example, you're eating loads of processed shit. If you just eat less of it, you're gonna lose weight. But of course, that's not what I recommend, because I'm not a fucking, like, I take respect. I have respect for myself, right? And I want you to have respect for yourself as well. So I'm not eating standard American diet. I'm not eating processed bullshit. I'm not eating ultra processed food. I'm eating clean foods, tracking my calories. If you're 25% body fat, for example, you probably don't even have to track your calories. You just have to eat clean foods. At that point, the fiber, the whole foods, the extra water, the protein, all these things that natural foods contain in high amounts, it's going to fill you up anyways, and you're not going to feel like eating 5,000 calories of clean food. Who's eating 5,000 calories from clean food? Like, I've done it before. I'm not going to lie to you. I've done it before. Like, if you're coming off a very steep deficit, you can eat anything. But if you're 25% body fat, there's no way your body is going to allow you to eat 5,000 calories of meat, eggs, fish, potatoes, and vegetables and fruit. It's impossible. It's actually impossible. It will never happen, because your body is this, at that point, 25%, 30% body fat. Your body knows, yeah, we have low testosterone now. We need to, it's not optimal, right? So your body is primed to lose fat at that state. You can start eating clean foods, you'll automatically get in a deficit nice and easy. If you combine tracking calories with that as well, obviously once you get a bit leaner, it becomes necessary. Once you're around 15, 18% body fat, you're gonna have to start to track calories so you can actually dial in what you're doing. But once you get leaner, it's insane. Like I said, your body's primed to lose fat at that state. So you get lean, and that's when you start to experience the things that I'm talking about. You start to experience girls giving you more attention. You start to experience guys asking you questions, being like, yo bro, how did you lose weight? Yo bro, you're looking shredded. Like, obviously once you get to a certain point where your physique is insane, like, I'm not trying to glaze myself, but I do have a very good physique. Like when I'm flexing in the gym mirror, like recording myself, for example, for some content, I have like 2-3 people every time saying, you looking sick bro, or you know what, how long have you been training for, something like that, right? That's the type of comments that you start getting from guys. So guys obviously have respect for you. It's a big lie that you have to be a massive bodybuilder and, you know, bulk up to have guys think that you look good, to have guys respect you, right? That's a massive lie. It's more impressive to have a lean, attractive physique. Obviously that's what girls like the most, which is my main focus for this channel, but guys will respect it as well because they know it's not easy. They don't have that physique where they're lean, they're attractive, they have veins under their abs, right? Fucking hell, nobody has that. So when they see that, it's like, shit, this guy knows what he's doing. Not only does this guy know what he's doing, but he has the discipline to execute it consistently. There's something that just, like, when a person looks at you with that lean physique, there's something that just tells them like, shit, this guy's serious. This guy knows his business, right? So of course, guys want to know how to do that. Guys find that impressive as well. Like I was saying, it was a massive cope that guys find the big bodybuilder look attractive because it's easy to do that. It's actually easy to do that. For me to bulk up from, like, I don't know, maybe 11-12% to 18% or 17%, wherever I got to at my maximum weight. Like I think I bulked up to 190 pounds from 165, 170 when I first started, right? I was heavy. Maybe it was almost 200, I don't know. Anyways, it's easy to do that. Like, I was eating mostly clean food as well. I did sneak in a little bit of junk, but I was eating mostly clean food, and it was actually easy for me to do that. I'm not even joking. I had like a 500 calorie surplus, and I just did that for a year straight, and oh shit, I'm 18% body fat now all of a sudden. It was easy, and I loved it because I love eating food, right? Who doesn't? I have a massive appetite. Honestly, it's not easy for me to stay lean. I really have to know what I'm doing. I really have to track my calories. I really have to stay mindful of what I'm putting in my body, because otherwise I'll just blow up instantly. A lot of people think that people who are lean have it easy, and some do. Some actually have like no appetite. Me, I have a massive appetite. If I actually ate all the foods that I wanted to eat in the quantities that I want to eat them, I would be obese. I would be 40% body fat. I'm not even joking. So you really have to train that mindset to not do what your body sometimes asks you to do, and it becomes easier over time. You get that discipline and it becomes easier. But yeah, like I was saying, anyways, you don't have to be a big bodybuilder to get respect from men, of course. People have to, right, think about it like this. Nowadays, people are on Ozempic. People have to go on GLP-1s to lose weight. And some of them still can't even do it. Some of them can't do it. But obviously, a lot of them who do, they'll lose a lot of fat and they'll lose a lot of muscle as well. And they'll become, you know, a skinny fat version of themselves, basically. Most of them anyways, because most of them still don't weight train. But controlling your calories, controlling your diet and becoming lean, forget even about becoming attractive, just losing weight in general, right? Losing body fat and losing weight is different, of course, but just losing weight in general, people find that so hard that they have to inject themselves to do it. So when you can do it naturally, of course, and when you can do it consistently, and you've got that physique, not only do you just lose weight, but obviously you retain all your muscle and build muscle, and then you get lean, you get those veins, you get those abs, you get that nice chin, that nice lean chiseled face. When you can do that, people are looking at that and thinking, shit, who is this guy? This guy has something about him. This guy has something about him, right? And the girls, they come naturally when you've got that physique and you've got that mindset. You know you're special, basically, right? You know you're one of a kind. You know you're that guy who can do things that other people can't do. That type of confidence translates to everything in life, but dating especially. That type of confidence when you know you have an exceptional physique, and you also know that you're one of you know that you have an exceptional physique, and you know that you have the mindset to do things that other people can't do. When you carry yourself like that, with good posture, with energy, you obviously practice your social skills so you can get in and around women, you can talk to them nice and easy, then it just becomes so simple. Like women are attracted to you, like attracted to your energy, attracted to your physique. Everything comes together. It becomes nice and simple. Getting lean is something that you have to do. You have to become lean. You have to become attractive. You can't be walking around like a slob. Like, that's how I think about it. When guys are walking around 25% body fat, no muscle. It's like, sometimes I feel sorry for them, to be honest with you. It's like, I don't know if it's the, okay, I'll say this, right? A lot of people don't have the best upbringing for being in shape, right? People are in households where their parents feed them the standard American diet, right? People, and they grow up like that, and then you just take those habits into your adult life, right? But that can't be an excuse. Like, you have to think about it like this: everything is your fault. Even if you've been brought up eating shit food, if you continue that in adulthood, of course it's harder to break free than someone who was eating clean food their childhood, their parents were locked in, right? But you can't use that as an excuse. Everything has to be your fault. You have to think about everything as your fault. If you're 25% body fat right now, if you don't have the physique that you want, if you get no women, it is your fault. It is definitely your fault, right? It's completely under control. It's in your power to change that. So that's what you have to do. I have a friend, for example, who, like, obviously I'm not gonna name him because basically his parents are obese, his brothers are obese, his whole family is obese. I've been to their house, like, they're all obese. But him, he's lean, he's attractive, he has a girlfriend, he gets a new girlfriend every year, right? It's easy for him. Why? Because he's lean, he's attractive. Why is he lean and attractive? Because his habits are different, because he eats different. Obviously, I've polluted him. Well, I say polluted. I've influenced him a lot, I'll be honest, with the diet and the mindset and the training and everything, right? So he has different habits from the rest of his family. The rest of his family drinks Coke, he drinks water. The rest of his family eats crisp and chips. He's eating chicken and rice, right? He's going to the gym and training martial arts 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week, right? And what's the rest of his family doing? They're not doing that, of course. So it's your habits that give you the physique that you have. If you have an overweight physique right now, if you have a skinny fat physique, if you're not looking the way you want to, it's because of your habits. It's because you haven't got that identity yet to have that attractive physique. You haven't built up the discipline required. You haven't done the things consistently to get that type of physique. But when you can do that over and over and over, when you have the discipline to get lean, to get attractive, when you have the discipline to skip those extra calories, right? To skip those donuts. When you have the discipline to go to the gym 4 times a week, like you said you were gonna do. Like, you don't even have to go that much, right? 3, 4, 5 times a week, that's more than enough. You train with high intensity, you're gonna get the results with the muscle growth. When you have the discipline to track your calories every single meal, when you have the discipline to drink water instead of Coke, right? Instead of milkshakes, when you have the discipline to eat only clean foods, when you do these things over and over and over, that's when you get the result. It starts slow, well, depending, but most of the time it's gonna start slow because the difference from, say, 25 to 20% body fat is not that noticeable. Like, to you, it'll probably be like decently noticeable, right? So other people, you'll still be looking fat, unfortunately. But once you keep doing it, now instead of 20, you're 18, now you're 16, now you're 14, now you're 12. Now the difference is mad. From 20 to 15, the difference is absolutely noticeable. Way more than 25 to 20. Then from 15 to 10, okay, no. That is when you've actually, like, now that's when you've transformed. That's when you've become a model. Literally, from 15% body fat, your face is still, it's looking all right, depending on how you store your fat on your body, right? But most likely it's still kind of round. Like, when I was 15-ish% body fat, my face was still, a bit bloated. It wasn't bad. I was still getting more attention than when I was like 17 or 18, right? I was still all right, let's just say that. But at 10% or maybe 10, 11% where I'm at now, maybe 12% maximum, then, like, now it's just a different story. You can see my face, it's lean, it's attractive, it's got the hollow cheeks, the chiseled jawline. I've got veins under my abs now. It's like, it's mad. When I walk on the street, girls are looking at me, and I'm not anyone well, I say I'm not anyone special. I'm not tall, for example. I'm literally 5'8". So when I see guys online who are saying only the tall guys get girls, like, no. I've seen guys who are literally, like, I'm not joking, literally 6'5", but like 160 kilos. That's kilos, right? In pounds, that's gonna be like, say, 320 pounds, right? Like 300 pounds, let's say. Because they're overweight, obviously. They're 6'5", but they're obese as well. They're like 25-30% body fat. I've seen these guys, they get no girls whatsoever. They're incels, literally. They have no attention from women because they have, like, at that point, at that body fat, you're not attractive. You have presented yourself in such a negative light. When you go and talk to someone, automatically they're judging you just because of the way you look, just because of how you've let yourself go at that point. Even these guys that have something that's rare, something that's special, you're 6'5", but you're 300 pounds, like you're 30% body fat. That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. If that same guy got down to 15, 10% to 10%, you already know what's going to happen from there, right? The results will be crazy. But the reality is that most people can't do that. Most people literally can't control themselves. Like I said, people have to inject themselves to lose body fat. That's how hard it is. But when you can build that mentality, that's why I always talk about it. That's the most important thing for me, because you can put me in a house full of crisp, full of candy, full of chocolate, and I won't eat a single thing. I won't eat a single thing, because I've built that discipline, that mentality to think this is bullshit. This is not food. This is not taking me closer to my goal. When you can build that mentality, that's when it becomes simple. That's when you can hit your calories every day. You can hit every workout. You can go and talk to the girls that you want to, and you can get them easily because you have that mentality to do hard things that other people can't do. Obviously, controlling the environment is important, especially when you're starting out. If you're starting out, don't put yourself in a house full of candy and chocolate, because you're gonna eat it. You don't have that mentality. Just be a bit humble, right? You don't have the mentality to resist it. That's why you're overweight currently, right? But when you get the mentality, when you obviously throw all the shit away, make sure it's easy for you to go to the gym, you fit it into a nice spot in your schedule, right? And then when you can do that consistently, you start getting a feel from it, you start getting the results, you start getting the motivation, you start, seeing girls looking at you a bit different, you start getting guys asking you questions. That's when it becomes so easy. It becomes so smooth, because now you've got that momentum. You're in an upward spiral. Right now, if you're overeating, you're not going to the gym, you're feeling like shit, you're in a downward spiral. It's just gonna keep getting worse. That's why you need something to click and be like, I need to do something about this. When you start doing something about this, and then you start seeing some small results, you start getting the momentum, you're like, yeah, this is a bit better. That's when everything gets a bit better. That's when everything gets a lot better, That's when everything gets a lot better. And then you start seeing more results. It gives you more motivation to keep doing it. And that's when you get to the point that you want to be. When I went to this festival like 6 months after I started lifting weights. And at that point, like I said, I'd only been lifting weights for 6 months, but I had a decent physique because I started kind of lean, and I just maintained up until that point where I went to this festival. And I went here and I had like 15 people come up to me giving me compliments. I was like, shit, this feels nice. Like, getting compliments feels nice, right? Especially when you've not had them before. I didn't have them before at all, right? And I met some girls there. I met a lot of girls there actually, but this particular one that I met, I met her again 2 days later. Like, she invited me to a place, and yeah, you already know what happened from there. Bible study, right? So that's the type of results that you get. And when I got those results, like, because I never had that before, never in my life did I meet a girl and then 2 days later I went to go do Bible study, right? Never in my life had I done that before I got lean and attractive. Never in my life had I done that. Now it's not even 2 days. Now it's like same day, same hour, same half hour, right? Now it's even easier, of course, because I've got a better physique. But never had I done that. So that really motivated me, like, no, there's no way I cannot be attractive. This feels amazing. Now, I did make a mistake. I did bulk up, but it was an accident. Like, well, it wasn't an accident, but it was like I was trying to get a better physique, and then I saw worse results. So that's why I know now you have to be lean and attractive. You can't just have muscle. You can't just go to the gym and think that's enough. You have to be lean and attractive. That's the most important thing, to be lean and then get that muscle. Then once you start getting that nice physique, once you start getting that V-taper, that's when it all changes. A lot of guys, majority of the guys in the gym, they're not attractive. You already know that, right? You go to the gym, look around, they're not attractive because they're not lean. They might be doing they might be doing one of the things that they need to be doing, which is lifting weights. Of course, a lot of them still don't lift weights optimally, but just going to the gym is easy. For me, well, for most people, I'll be honest, going to the gym and just lying down on a machine and lifting weights, that's easy. Of course, then again, most people don't lift to failure, don't lift with intensity. That's another thing you have to sort out. But just going to the gym and lifting some weights, that's so simple. But what's not simple is leaving the gym and then you have to control your calories. You're in the gym for 1 hour, right? Or even less. Like me personally, I'm in the gym 45 minutes because I train intensely, right? But you're in the gym for less than an hour, let's say an hour. But then the other 23 hours, you still have to control yourself to get a lean, attractive physique. You can't just go to the gym and that's it, then you switch off. No. You have to control yourself for all times. You have to sleep on time. You have to eat correct meals. You have to eat the correct calories. You can't just go to the gym and think that's enough. That's what a lot of people do. And that's why a lot of people don't have an attractive physique. Like, forget about the people that don't even go to the gym in the first place. They're finished, right? But the people that go to the gym, but then they switch off after the gym because they think they've earned all the food that they're going to eat now. No, you've not earned it. You've not earned it. You're not lean. You're not 10% body fat. So you've not earned anything. You need to be lean and attractive first before you think about, okay, now I can actually relax a little bit. And there's not much relaxing, to be fair. Even when you're lean, you still have to be locked in, but it does get a bit easier. Your body starts to like, you basically, your mind is different. Your mind makes it a lot easier for yourself to do the things that are necessary to keep this attractive physique. Because to get there, you have to do hard things. You have to push past those barriers. You have to push past those restrictions, those nights where you want to eat food, but you just tell yourself no. Once you've built that mindset, then it becomes a lot easier when you're actually lean to maintain it, and you become a different person. Like me personally, I don't want to eat junk food. Like I eat junk food maybe once every month, once a month, maybe if I go on holiday, maybe once a week. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not hard for me to maintain that because I've changed as a person. I no longer want to eat those, have those milkshakes, those burgers, those fries. I don't want to do that anymore because I've seen the results that I have whilst I was doing that with bad skin and love handles and shit. And I've seen the results when, you know, when I've got an attractive physique and I'm eating clean, my mind is functioning optimally. That's the way you want to be. You want to be functioning optimally in all areas of life, and that's what happens when you have lean attractive physique, because you have to eat clean, you have to go to the gym, you know, you're stimulating that dopamine, the good hormones, the hormones that make you feel good. You're feeding your brain with optimal foods that are going to make you perform well mentally, physically, physiologically, all these things, right? So once you're feeling like that, day in, day out, you're feeling good. You're feeling full of energy. You're not overtraining, right? You're going to the gym, training intensely, and then resting, and you're eating clean food, supporting your recovery, supporting your mood. Once you feel like that every day, and then you start to get the results, that weight starts to melt off, then you're building muscle nice and easily. It feels like you're not even trying, basically. At a certain point, right? Once you hit that momentum, it feels so consistent. Once you get to that point, it's like, shit, why did I not do this before? The results that I'm getting now with women, men coming up to me, asking me questions, like showing me respect, women finding me so attractive, me, myself, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling full of confidence. Once you hit that point, it's like, yo, life is completely changed. Life has completely changed. Now you're just feeling on top of the world. Now you're feeling like you can go and conquer anything. Once you've mastered your physique, you can go and master anything. You can go master your business, your career, your social life, your dating life. You can master anything once you've mastered your physique. Because like I said before, getting lean is difficult. Most people are not lean. So once you prove to yourself that you can do hard things that other people can't do, that's when doing other hard things that people can't do. Like, most guys find it hard to date. Most guys think it's hard to date. Let me tell you now, it's not hard whatsoever. It's actually easier than ever. It's actually, back in the days, you would have to be rich to bring a girl and her family out of poverty, right? They'd marry rich. Now all you have to do is have a lean physique and go and talk to the girl, and that's it, bro. It's done. You can get a girlfriend in 10 minutes. Like, it honestly gets that easy. Like, but most guys don't know that because they've not done the inner work. They've not done the work on themselves first. They want to skip straight to the girls, but you don't deserve any girls if you've not even got a good physique. Like, in my opinion, right? If you don't have a good physique and you've not got confidence, you don't deserve a girl. What are you doing? Like, you need to master that work for yourself. You need to master yourself first before you want to go and you know, master other people. Before you want to go and talk and get girls, basically. You need to do that work on yourself. So not only do you get the best quality girls, you get the best results, you have the smoothest interactions, you have the best conversations with a girl that's actually high interest, but you actually feel confident in yourself to actually go and do that in the first place. That's the type of mindset that you have to be operating from. Believe me, it becomes simple once you get an attractive physique. You master all the other aspects in life and you just feel really good in yourself. So you just bring yourself to a new level, basically. You want to be on a level where you feel like you're better than other guys. You have to have a bit of arrogance. In this day and age, you have to have a bit of arrogance. You have to bring yourself to a point where you're like, yeah, I can do this, I can smash this, I can do things that other people can't do. Once you get a good physique, that's the way you start to feel, and that's so powerful. That really does make a big difference in your life. So if you do want more help to build an attractive physique, check the videos on my channel. Got a lot of videos in there, how to get lean, how to build muscle, or you can click the top link in the description. That's my program where I'm going to help you directly to do it as fast as possible. So check it out if you're interested.